I was in 8th grade in my science class. We had this thing called presentation day, where everybody had to go up in front of the class and talk about what we learned from the class. It's like every week we do that. Each of my classmates went up there and tried to talk about what they learned. I couldn't help but feel anxious about me because I knew for a fact today is the day that I will have to talk. I was hoping that my teacher didn't call my name to go up there and talk about it. And you guessed it, she called me. All right. And when she did call my name, my heart was started pounding. It was like, bro, you couldn't even, I was like blank. I couldn't even like imagine what was happening in my head. I couldn't speak up and like respond to the teacher. She kept calling my name, and every time she called my name, my heart just started beating. Like, what, bro? What should I do? Should I even go up there and talk, or should I just take the L and don't do the presentation? And I didn't go up there. I didn't go up there to just say whatever I learned. I was too anxious to even talk to the like. Thing is, at that time, I didn't have the courage to even talk to people, and either alone go up there and say something. Right when she finally moved on from my name, I had this weird feeling of relief and frustration at the same time. First of all, I didn't go up there, so that made me a bit relieved and also frustrated because I knew for a fact what I wanted to say, but I couldn't because I was so shy to even go up there. I mean, I put a lot of effort on that presentation. The whole day, I put my whole energy, my heart, my soul, everything on that presentation. I practiced the whole day. Even before the school, I was trying to practice while taking a shit. I was trying to practice that presentation, and I didn't do it, only to freeze up there and when it mattered the most. And the thing is, this is not the first time that happened to me. Whenever we had to speak uh, up there in the class, I always froze up and never go out there and talk. And because of that, I got all zeros on the presentation thing, and it was so bad. I guess I just feel like I didn't belong there. My self-image of myself, I saw myself as a person who didn't belong. I saw myself as a person who can't speak to people, bro. Speak to people. At that time, I had this belief, like, why? I was too anxious to even talk, like speak the words. I couldn't even feel anything so bad. It made me feel like shit. Like seriously. I felt like I wasn't good enough to even go up there. Also, there was this time when the teacher asked me, not asked me, but the whole class about a question. Like the question is that she always asks like a question that is like bonus point for a test. So before every test, she asked questions that's gonna help you in the test, like 10 points. If you get it right, you get 10 points. And the thing is, when she asked the question, I knew the answer. And guess what? I didn't speak up. Bro, I didn't say the thing. That was like one word. Answer. My house was like, bro, speak up, speak up. And my mouth wasn't like even moving. I even like didn't have this courage to even say like the word. I was so pissed off at that time. Like I was questioning myself, why? Why was I thinking that I wasn't like worthy enough to say the word? The thing is, this isn't the first time. This is the first time I felt this way. Every time something challenging happens, I find myself backing up. It's like I was scared of failing. I was scared of being laughed at. I was scared of people judging me. I don't know why, but I felt that fear. But then it suddenly clicked for me. I realized the power of self-image. And this is what we're gonna talk about in this video. It's like this. I used to see myself as a person who did all the bad habits and a person who couldn't do things. I saw myself as a person who was shy and afraid, but then I realized that I was just telling stories to myself. The thing is, I was building this mentality of myself. I was telling myself, I'm this person. So every time I was shy or afraid, I had this mental perception of myself that I always do that action. Let's say I did interact in a good way, then my mental image saw myself as a person like, this guy's shy, this guy he cannot be able to have social interaction or anything. It was like I was building a wall of doubt of myself, and that really really held me back. Have you ever had this thing in self-improvement, in your self-improvement journey, where you were like, did a certain what's it called, a certain habit, and for some reason when you do that habit you just snap back? Let's say with diet, right? You want to be like clean, as really really clean, so you can have no spots in your face, or look good, lean, have this perfect mind, like clear head, no brain fog, all that stuff. And when you, let's say you really really clean your whole diet. Let's say for the first day you don't eat any junk food, you don't drink any sugary drinks, you basically your diet is perfect. Your diet doesn't have any bad things, and you want to have this goal of eating this every single day. So you start implementing, right? First day, all right, we did it, right? The second day, you did it again. Your diet was good, all right? Then the third day comes, you did something like you ate a chocolate maybe or something, right? And you're like, oh my God, why did I eat that? And the fourth day, all just came back. You just snapped back where you were before. Here, the thing is, you gotta realize that this is not you. You know why you fail? You fail because you saw yourself as a person who ate junk food, who was trying, right? Who was trying to quit bad foods and processed food, who was trying to get in a good diet, right? Who was trying to. You saw yourself as that person. But the thing is, if you really, really want to have that change in your self-improvement, you gotta change yourself first. You gotta start seeing yourself as that person who does that. You gotta see yourself as a person who does the good habits. Like, I'm this person. I don't eat junk food. I don't eat that stuff. You gotta see yourself as that person. Start hoping to become that. You have to be that person, because to achieve something, you gotta be that person. So instead of thinking like, starting with seeing yourself as a person who eat bad foods or does bad habits, try seeing yourself, I'm this person. My standards are this. I don't do this or I don't do that. Try to have this mental perception, right? Start seeing yourself as that person. Also, since you were a child, you were fed with these stories and beliefs. Since you were a child, you were fed with these stories and mental beliefs of yourself, of who you are. And you can't even recognize that anymore because you didn't even know you were like getting fed this false belief of yourself. And that really, really shaped you, who you are right now. Everybody has built this self-image of themselves by putting the rock, like the good habits and the bad habits, as a person who they want to become and the person who they don't want to become. The thing is, this is as critically as and truthful as I can, is that the person who you are right now, the person who is seeing this video right now, the current self cannot achieve the dreams that you want. Current self cannot achieve that. You have to change the beliefs and image of yourself. You have to become that person who deserves that dream, right? If you just eat junk food or does bad habits, right, then you ain't gonna achieve that goal that you want, right? You have to be that person and ask yourself, who deserves that goal? Who deserves this dream? Ask yourself. If your goal is to, let's say, achieve an aesthetic body, right? Ask yourself, who deserves this body? Is the person who eats like crap foods, who eats processed food, doesn't get in bed at time, doesn't have a good testosterone, eat all kind of bulk foods, does all the bad habits? You think that person gonna deserve that body? Or the person who does, he tracks his calories, all that stuff, he tracks his sleep, he eats clean, he has a perfect morning and night routine, all that stuff, he has all the self-improvements on point. That's the guy who's gonna achieve that six-packs, right? Who's gonna achieve the body that he wants. First, ask yourself, who deserves this dream? And write the bullet points. Like for fitness, it's gonna be having a good diet, who works out daily, all that stuff that the person deserves, and try to implement that and see yourself as that person who deserves that dream. Become that person, right? Become that person. Don't try to do that. Become that person. And the beauty of self-image is it can be changeable, and you can achieve everything that you want. Let's get down to business, and I'll give you some actionable steps that you can implement, and also things that can help you, right? So the first thing is visualizing. I know people's gonna say this is a woo-woo stuff and all that stuff, but bear with me, and I'll tell you why. So visualizing is kind of like people have this bad mouths about it that it's not good. So visualizing can really help you be more effective. You know how? So let's say if you think that visualizing is not gonna create any success for you, then what happens if you try to think about something dirty? Oh no, I don't mean that dirty, I mean something. Let's say another example, right? Let's say have this experience that you had. Try to recall a memory where you was embarrassed. Just remember it. Close your eyes and try to remember that memory. When you got embarrassed, and people started laughing at you, and something that really went bad. Try to feel that emotion that you have. Really try to recreate that the mental movie in your mind. Open your eyes. How do you feel? Do you feel shame? Do you feel that emotion that you had back then, the same emotion that you had back then? This is the power of visualization that you can. The thing is, your mind cannot differentiate the reality and the mental movie that you have in your head. So try to visualize the success, and it can help you really achieve that. So the second one will be affirmations. Another one that is woo-woo stuff, right? But bear with me. I'm going to talk about the third one too. That's really going to help this two be at the max, right? The second one is affirmations. And affirmations, you have to tell yourself who you want to become. Have some beliefs that you want to have. So for affirmations, you can try to tell yourself the person you want to become, right? Let's say you want to become a person who is a successful, high-value man, whatever, right? So here's some examples that you can implement, like things that I use, right? I say to myself, I'm a leader. I am a person who is charismatic. I'm a person who does all the good habits, has his diet on point, I'm a person who works out every single day. I'm confident in my ability to do the work and in helping people. I'm disciplined in every aspect of my life. And all those are some great examples that you can implement. All try to invent things that you want to become, right? So have a role model of yourself, the person you want to become, and try to take traits from that person and try to implement it on yourself and try to say yourself. The third thing, that is the last thing, is the action. All right, the action is how you achieve those things, right? If you don't take the action, then you're never gonna be that person. You're never gonna be the person you wanna be. You can do all these things, but you cannot be this person. And the beauty about this too is that if you do this enough, you are gonna have these patterns in your mind and thoughts of doing those actions, right? So if you start visualizing, if you start doing affirmations, you are gonna eventually have this pattern of thoughts of the things you are doing. So you are gonna be more likely to really do those actions. And the thing is, these two really gonna complement the action stuff. So when you do the action, right, and you achieve that thing, you're gonna have this positive feedback loop where when you do the action and you achieve that thing, you're gonna more emphasize the visualization. So the more you visualize, the more you do action, the more you're gonna have this what's it called? You're gonna have this more reinforcement where you tell yourself, okay, I'm becoming this person. I'm becoming the person that I want to be. So your self-image becomes stronger And these three things is gonna help you have this positive feedback loop of yourself and make yourself image stronger. And also, if you wanna achieve your success, this is completely off topic, but to really, really change yourself and achieve the success, you have to be dissatisfied the person who you are right now. If you're satisfied the person who you are right now, you're never gonna change at all. So you have to be this person who feel like, oh, I can do more. I'm not satisfied at all the person who I am right now. So you gotta be that person who feels I have not achieved almost nothing. You gotta accept that thing and be dissatisfied to really, really achieve and pursue the things that you want. You'll unlock this world of possibilities where you achieve this potential. So go ahead and take your first step and watch your story unfold before your eyes. You got this.